First-hand accounts from Florida with Hurricane Idalia. We got reports of food warehouses shipping food back to the factories where it came from. We're talking trucks and trucks and trucks. We also have vitamin I now available from Jace Medical. And we have local firefighters telling us that they're being told by the feds not to put out forest fires. What is going on with that, folks? We got North Korea. We got reports coming from you guys from all over. Let's jump into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant, and we go over the reports that you guys send in, as well as what I've scoured off the internet as well to get you up to date on what's going on, what the media is not telling you. Let's jump right into it. We want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They help people with retirement accounts get their 401ks, IRAs out of stocks and bonds into gold, silver, and platinum coins. There will be a link at the end of the video that you can get some more information from them. Let's start off with North Korea, because where else would we start, right? North Korea enters into talks with Russia for purchasing of missiles, artillery, and munitions. And yes, that is going to Russia. Russia must be pretty desperate if they're buying North Korea munitions, but also it does show that Russia is building these relationships with Iran, with North Korea. We're starting to see the bad guys get organized, and that is truly troubling. Also, North Korea getting more money is also kind of a scary thought there too. So we go down to Florida. We have Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina that have been hit by Hurricane Idalia. We have 91,000 people or so without power currently, according to poweroutage.us. We have South Carolina with 82,000 people without power. That is down from peak of 438,000 without power. So you can see that a lot of people are getting brought online relatively quickly. It's a relatively low number of people without power. If you're without power, or if someone you love is without power, it's a serious thing. But we're seeing that this storm, power outage-wise, seems to be lower than what was anticipated. So that's good news out there. 5,500 Florida National Guard are out there with first responders, checking to see if anyone is in distress. They have conducted, I believe it was like 60-some rescues up to the point last evening. But then we also have flooding now in South Carolina. But once again, the situation doesn't seem to be super serious in most places. There's a lot of flooding, a lot of houses have been damaged, that type of thing. But nothing super life-threatening. No fatalities, except for 2 fatalities that were actually in automobiles. So was it actually storm-related, or were they just driving too fast, or they hit something or whatever? Those could be storm-related by the end of the day. But generally speaking, no direct fatalities of things falling on people or anything like that. So that is a blessing. We're going to hear some more from folks on the ground there of what's going on in just a moment. We do also have some flooding elsewhere in the world. We have a lot of flooding in Norway. This is the second week that they've been getting hammered in Norway. They got roads closed, trains canceled, all sorts of stuff. They're getting hammered pretty hard. Also, Pakistan is also getting flooded. Over 100,000 people evacuated there due to and that's in a whole bunch of different provinces. They're just getting hammered with rain. So that's serious over there. Of course, crops over there impacted as well. Let's get into your reports here. Kay says, got a text from my medical group today. This is in Connecticut, Fairfield County. Masks now required for all offices, and they have many offices of all types. Also, masks required in their hospitals, and they own at least 2 hospitals in Connecticut. So if you're going to medical appointments and stuff like that, be aware that you may be now required to wear masks to get medical treatment once again. So might you want to be taking some of those things into your own hands? Might want to. Mama D Prepping says, I have a friend who is a truck driver. He told us a few days ago that his company is returning food to the factories. He said most of their loads are taking foods from warehouses now back to the factories it came from. He also asked some truckers from other companies about it and was told they are doing the same. Another friend works in a factory where they make cans to be sent to food processing plants. Their production is low enough to cut their hours and now working only 4 days instead of 5, and they cut one shift completely. This is all in Tennessee. So we're hearing that across the board, that there's less food in the warehouses. We're hearing that production for food, canned goods, all this kind of stuff is being dialed back significantly. Folks, this is why I was talking, in part, this plus a number of the other reports, why I was talking yesterday about why I believe the canned food crisis is coming. There's a lot less in the warehouses right now, and also they're not producing it. That's a problem. That is a big problem. This is from Zach. I'm a Midwestern farmer, and I've been purchasing tools this summer. I've never seen lead times this bad to get basic hand tools. I just got some in wrenches and that I ordered a month ago. I'm still waiting on others that I ordered a month ago that aren't expected to ship until December. I've expanded my supplier network immensely this year, but it seems like many tools are almost unobtainable. I was in a tool store today and had to wait a while for the manager to talk to a customer about an overdue tool, which the customer had ordered. He was obviously frustrated and asked the manager for some approximate time of arrival. A couple of days, a month, longer? She replied that she normally tells customers a month, but that in all honesty, she had no earthly idea when the item would arrive. I'd like to know what's going on here. And friends, don't we all? We're hearing that across everything. Parts, machinery, appliances, and soon to be canned goods and shelf-stable foods. So are you paying attention, folks? We're seeing all the lines starting to converge in. There's something about to happen, and it seems hard to see all these things coming in without some kind of plan or convergence. It seems like everyone's gearing up for a major recession. Everyone's pulling back. Everyone's cutting production. And it's getting scary out there. If you need to get stuff, you need to get on that. If you need parts for your company, need those parts, you better start ordering them right now. In fact, you better order them last month. Melissa, the Meyer in Grove City, Ohio, very short on herbs and spices. Almost all the McCormick brand was gone. I had to shop at 4 stores today to find all the items I needed. I used to enjoy shopping. Now I despise it. We're hearing that too. Texas Mike. This is about volunteer firefighters. In Southeast Texas, I spoke with a volunteer firefighter yesterday who normally fights fires. They loaded up their D9 Caterpillar bulldozer. This is a big one. They went to Maryville, Louisiana to fight the forest fire that had just started. He said they could easily have gotten it under control, but the feds told them to leave. They were managing it. The fire went on to burn 3,700 acres with forced evacuations. He said they did the same thing for the Jasper, Texas fires, which led to evacuations as well. Hard not to see that as bureaucrats doing the same thing that these woke people out there setting these forest fires are doing. They're trying to prove how serious the crisis is by causing more fires. It's either that or gross incompetence. Why do you tell a fire team that can put out the fire to stop putting out the fire and let it burn if you don't have the capability to put it out yourself? If you're managing it instead of putting it out, it's just, we're hearing this just one thing after the next after the next. Like I said, if you want to be on the sunny side up, optimist, I usually like to fall in that category, gross incompetence. But even Sunnyside Steve is having a hard time justifying that. Who's Your Grandmother says Grandma says, Kroger in Southwest Indiana. This store is usually pretty well stocked, but today's visit, sugar was very short. Confectioners and brown sugar each had about 6 feet of fronted space. No cream for the third visit in a row. Butter, which usually has 4 months before expiration, expires in only 4 weeks. One of the baker potatoes was rotten and was not visible because it was on the underside. Canned fruits and vegetables had decreased shelf space than they did before. This is from Doggone It. Last year, I bought a can of red kidney beans for 96 cents. I was shocked at the new price of $1.97. 3% inflation? Yeah, whatever. My mouth dropped. Sundried tomatoes in the can last year, 68 cents. This year, this trip, $1.47. That's a little more than what Joe is saying about inflation. I'm not a math genius, but I think that it is not right. Thanks for all the prayers for us here in Florida. We were about 60 miles from the eye, and all I had was a few downed trees. My mom had 10 trees come down, and not one hit her house. It was like dominoes all around her house. We're both happy it didn't hurt us, our pets, my chickens, or our homes. We were very lucky. So we're seeing downed trees even out at 60 miles from the eye. With these kind of storms, you always have those storms that get spun off, tornadoes that get spun off, and just old trees start coming down anyway. This is from a viewer in North Florida. Prescription pain medication was not available at my pharmacy. I had to call several pharmacies. Each told me that they were out. Publix said that they had a small amount, but were reserving it for their current customers. Thankfully, I eventually found some at CVS. If you have medications out there that you need to get, please do making sure that you are stocked up on that. And that kind of leads into this one. It comes from Dave, but I'm seeing that out there too. Dave says, Jace Meds now has vitamin I. I can't say that word. So if you want to get stocked up on this, you can go over to Jace Medical. If you already got one of their cases, you can purchase this in addition as an add-on to your what you already have. You can now get 2 cases per person, I believe, if you have 2 addresses or something like that. So you can get stocked up using Jace Medical. The prices are actually quite reasonable, and they are actually prescribed to you by a doctor. So if you want to get stocked up on, if you're concerned about the cough, and we don't all have to be like, let's lose all of our freedoms kind of thing because of the cough, but yet still take it seriously. If you want to get stocked up on that, you can now. Government's not recommending it, at least not ours is. Anyway, so there'll be a link down in the description. I'll try to pin a comment down there too, so you can get over there. You might be able to use my discount code on that or not. If you're just adding it on, you may not be able to use the discount code, but you might want to give it a try anyway. This is from Greg. Cleaning supplies like bleach, laundry soaps were a little low. Eggs were very low. Fresh meat are low, but lunch meats, hot dogs were well stocked. Boxed potatoes, forget about it. Stuffing mix, same thing. Vinegar was low. Hamburger helper was out. Canned veggies out, very little there. And then this is from Georgia. Their name is Georgia, not. They're actually in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tried to order on the Walmart app, and they are out of stock on spinach and mixed vegetables. We're seeing issues on greens out there, aren't we? This is from Liz in Lincoln, Nebraska. Nebraska, right? We went to Aldi, and sugar was nearly gone. See, I keep hearing this about sugar from you guys here and there, just talking about how sugar just goes missing. Even though I bought lots last year for about 54 cents a pound, I bought a little more today for 80 cents a pound. I also found some at Sam's for 60 cents a pound. We make cookies and cakes occasionally, but try not to eat too much sugar. However, it's in a lot of things like barbecue sauce. Friends, you do want to get stocked up on sugar. If you're planning for a long haul kind of thing, you're going to want some sugar in case you need to make some cakes, or it's useful for a lot of different things, of course, right? Shadow Cat chimed in on this. I saw the same thing at Walmart in Georgia, talking about sugar being missing. So a number of reports coming in about that. Please do keep your reports coming in. Just use the word update in any comment on this video or any other videos on this channel. Give us some sort of geographical location, though, if you can. If you want to talk to Jonathan and his team over at Genesis Gold Group, you can fill out your information there, and they'll send you an information packet. If you want to check out another video, you can click on the link right up there. If you want to find out more about Jace, there'll be a link down below, and you can get more information from their website on that. All right, folks, thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.